The sense of deadpan humor that we were developing involved as stoic as sort of Easter Island as I could get my face. I'm so grateful for a story with this set of values in it. I love seeing kids learn to eschew isolation and understand the value of being together with others and getting along with others.
Action!
With everything happening in the world right now, it is lovely to be able to speak to you about a film that is full of hope and fun and kindness and the importance of community. How would you describe the Pout-Pout fish?
That's what I love about it. I mean, as a slow talking person who is easily cast not as like a dashing swashbuckler or any sort of traditional leading man, but instead, apparently, the ace casting for a curmudgeonly, depressed fish. I'm so grateful for a story with this set of values in it. We all have an inner Mr. Pout Pout fish. I think that it's easy for us to take the insecurities of the things that life does to make us dislike ourselves and say, you know what, I just want to stay in away from the world. It's too risky to go out and like run the risk of getting my feelings hurt or being abandoned or anything. Let me just stay inside. And it's such a valuable lesson that like we need each other. We depend on each other. We depend on the variety and the diversity of our neighbors. To have the guts to say, well, we have a problem, let's band together. We have a better chance of defeating the problem if we utilize everybody's strengths and weaknesses together. And it takes some guts. Like, we don't know what the solution is when we set out on our journey, but we have the bravery to say, well, it's better than sitting home and waiting for destruction. So let's see if we can achieve something positive.
Mr. Fish in the film, they say his defining feature is his pout. And look, I would never say that about you, but professionally, you have a trademark look that let's say it's quiet stoicism is how we would describe it. How did that come about?
I remember in early days with my theater company in Chicago, the Defiant Theater, the sense of deadpan humor that we were developing involved as stoic as sort of Easter Island as I could get my face. That would, conversely, in a counterpoint, carry the comedy. And I feel like it sort of came into its own when I got cast as Ron Swanson on
Mhm.
Parks and Recreation, and we were developing the show and the character together with the writers. And I think I want to have this big mustache. And Mike Schur, the creator, and I agreed on that. And I said, if I can, I'd love to try and get laughs in silence. Like, we've got these incredibly funny performers, Amy Poehler and Aubrey Plaza and others that are so funny. They're such great clowns. So let them just like in this, Nina Oyama is sort of the Parks and Rec cast of this movie. So she's hilarious and she's all over the place and she's full of energy and vim and delight. And so the last thing I should do is try and keep up with that or go toe to toe with her. Instead, let her do all of her gymnastics and then say one thing in a counterpuntal way. And I've just learned that works a lot better.
Your work in that episode of The Last of Us was amazing, and I think it's incredible that you have such an optimistic, hopeful approach, because I think there's a lot of people, especially fans of The Last of Us, who are thinking, do you know what? Like, how bad could a zombie apocalypse be? Are we at a point now where maybe that's actually a viable option?
I hope not. It's interesting, I am very optimistic and I love people. That's the thing. When you get with any people, it's really easy to love them and to understand the message of our movie, which is you got to band together with your neighborhood, because anything else ends up in some bad result, war or crime, or some people being victimized.
Last year, I was fortunate to speak to Alex Garland about his film Warfare, and we touched on Civil War. And I said, "Oh, Alex, is it feeling more and more prophetic?" And he said, "Well, when I wrote that film 8 or so years ago, whatever it was, like I could see this coming. And the depressing thing is that no one proved me wrong." How
Yeah.
do you feel about that movie now?
Civil War and Warfare are two of the most powerful anti-war films.
Mm.
When I saw those movies, I said, you should absolutely win an Oscar. Like, this is the best movie of the year. But we don't want to hear that. We don't want the world doesn't want to countenance that message. And so they go unremarked upon. I think it's a great representation of how we have our heads buried in the sand, where we're like, please don't make me watch that reality. Don't make me face the actual state of affairs in the world. Give me entertainment, please.
Families will go see this film. They're seeing it as we speak in Australia right now. I think parents will really take a lot from Mr. Fish. But what do you hope kids take away from your character and the film?
Since I've been touring with my book, Little Woodchucks, it's really fun to specifically see kids. And again, it's the kid in all of us, because some of these kids are 48 years old, to see people, some of them small, uh, face the fear of picking up a hammer and driving a nail, or taking a saw and sawing off a piece of a board. No one does that anymore. Like it, and it's so incredibly powerful, and it goes hand in hand with this film where seeing young people, seeing fish of all stripes, uh, face the fear of meeting someone new, of trusting your neighbors, of taking the chance of saying, okay, you're weird, you have different energy, you look different, but you want to improve our neighborhood as well, or you want well for my house, and I need to learn to want well for your house. Um, I love seeing kids learn to eschew isolation and understand the value of being together with others and getting along with others.